Very much for staying with us. You're still watching Politics Tonight, digging beyond the headlines. And now to our interview with the guest of the day. I'm joined by the member representing Bende Federal Constituency of Abia State and spokesperson of the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, for discussion on the battle for the job of the Speaker of the Green Chamber in the 10th National Assembly. Honorable Kalu is also the chairman of the House Committee on Media and Public Affairs. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Now, first, let me congratulate you on your re-election. I mean, it certainly was a hard-won victory. So tell us about it.
Yeah, the tsunami in the southeast was real. And it appears that we are on, we underestimated the impact of what Labour was bringing on board. As you know, in the southeast, it became something that was beyond politics. It was like a religion for the people who felt marginalized for quite some time. Now having their son being popular on the ballot paper, they felt that it was an act of being a deviant if you don't conform to the norm that they form momentarily to elect one of theirs into that position. So everyone was called upon to toe the same line, irrespective of the party. And that made a lot of impact in my region, to the extent that in my state, I was the only one who survived it among the 8 House of Representative members. It was much.
Honorable Kalu, when you say you underestimate... Okay. Please go ahead.
Yes, I lost this at the point. The issue becomes what made us succeed. Why was my case different? It was different because my people were able to go beyond the frenzy, go beyond the new wave, to understand that this representative actually represented indeed. This representative was transparent enough, and because of his representation, this representative showed us accountability, was close to the people, and showed capacity and competence in the discharge of his duties. And they wanted me to be back there. And I really appreciate the people of Bende Federal Constituency for, electing me back, not being carried away with the wind that swept both the big and the mighty of their political positions.
All right, so Honorable Kalu, when you say you underestimated, I would like to know, did you underestimate Peter Obi's impact as a former governor, or you underestimated how far his obedience movement could go?
It wasn't about Peter Obi alone. Yes, he was popular, but there was an introduction of religion into politics. And some of us legislators are working against bringing religion into politics. People were made to understand that the logo of the party of Labour was representing Joseph, the father of Jesus, Mary, the mother of Jesus, and the little child there being Jesus. That was what they sold to the people. And our people are religious people, and mostly Catholic and Methodist and Presbyterian. And people were feeling like they were committing sin by not voting where Jesus was being carried by the mother and the father. So it wasn't just about the movement. It was about the message that was spread by the movement, and the party did not see that coming to be able to reverse that. I saw a lot of people singing the same song of Mary, the mother of Jesus, Joseph, the father of Jesus, and Jesus. That is where we are voting. Why they are going to cast votes? And that is introducing the element of religion in politics. And some of us are raising treaties now with the United Nations to make sure that there is elimination of religion in this manner in politics, so that politics will be what it is and religion will be what it is.
All right, I will definitely get back to that. But Honorable Kalu, we are now in May, which is the inauguration month for the new administration in the country. Let's hear your view about the process leading to May 29.
The process leading to May 29, you mean, is it about the election, the presidential election?
Please go ahead.
I didn't get your question clearly. Did you say the process leading to May 29?
Yes, the process leading to May 29, the inauguration day.
In terms of the election that was conducted, like I've always said, the spread of APC across the nation fetched them the result. And the capacity of the man that is coming on board fetched them the result, as well as the beautiful manifesto that captured most of the needs. The manifesto of the APC was a well-rounded manifesto that touched on so many areas of needs of Nigerians. And the solution they profiled in that manifesto, if you pick up that document, you will see there are real solutions, not fabricated solutions that was hinged on fake data. And people believe that if they are going to carry out these particular letters in the manifesto to affect and impact positively on the life of Nigerians, it was high time they got voted into office. And the people who voted had this in mind when they were voting our presidential candidate, who has performed, who has a track record, whose track record spoke for him, whose preparation spoke for him, whose manner of politics, of building people across the Niger, of handshake across the Niger, of establishing his presence across the Niger, gave him what we are all celebrating today. And yes, we are looking up to the event of the 29th of May. And the process has commenced by the current president. I was happy when I saw that the president-elect has moved into the Defense House with the vice president. It's a step in the right direction because they actually now property of the, of the government. They are children of the government. They belong to government at the moment, so they need to be protected. And the arrangement that is being made by the security agencies to make sure that everything, is watertight shows that our democracy has come to stay. And I'm happy, I'm delighted that my candidate that I started working for before the primaries won the primaries and also won the presidential election. I am looking forward to a new Nigeria. After May 29, Nigerians will know why we stood by Ashwaju when he started introducing the innovative leadership that Nigeria needs now to disrupt the system, not to destroy the system, but to disrupt in a way that innovation and transformation will be the order of the day. Many will now come to believe why we stood by him from day one till now. So I am looking forward to it, and I'm excited about it. I was the secretary of Tinubu ambassadors in the National Assembly. I was the Secretary General, and we went around the country mobilizing people for the primaries. And today I'm happy that my candidate survived all through and is looking healthy and stronger to lead Nigeria to the place of our expectation.
So, talking about survivor, and quite interesting, you're the last man standing among Abia APC rep members out of 8 federal constituency. How are you able to, overcome the political tsunami by the Labour Party in the Southeast?
It's all about, when we talk about track record, it's about track record. I've been a local government chairman in the same federal constituency, and the work I did and my manner of leadership, my style of leadership was well documented by the history of our place. I've also served the people when I was a member of the executive Council of Abia State 2 times. And my record there stood for me. When I arrived the House of Representatives, from the day one I started working, I moved the first motion of the House of Representatives, known as HM001. That particular motion I moved was given life to by the President of the Federal Republic, that today more than £1 billion project was not diverted, was implemented in my federal constituency. And within the short period of about 3 to 4 years, I was able to attract projects worth over 4 billion naira, and these funds were not diverted anywhere. It was transparently accounted for. My people felt the impact of my representation. So when they send you to represent, you should actually represent them, not yourself. When you represent the people, they have eyes. They see things and they analyze. So when it was the time for reckoning, they were able to present my work in comparison with other people that have been in that position for 12 to 16 years. And the difference was clear. And the reward for good job is more job. And they felt that whether the tsunami was around or not, that Benjamin Kalu should go back to the house to continue from where he stopped. That was how I was able to go against the tsunami. My credibility, my capacity, my competence, I was able to do the job for us.
All right, so all of this attributes you just mentioned clearly shows how well-grounded you are. But then, how do you explain the dismal performance of your party in the Southeast, particularly in the presidential election?
Yes, you can say that we needed to adopt a strategy that was better than what we did. While some leaders like Governor Hope Uzodinma, Governor Mahe, were bringing up all-inclusive strategy, funding same to promote the party in the zone. There were certain individuals who were more interested in their selfish interests. We know that politics is about interest, but that interest should be within the supreme interest of your political party. But many people walked outside the scope of the expectation and the desire of the party. Many of these stakeholders who claim to be superior today didn't work for the party. Some of them work for their personal interests, and we are very open in supporting other political parties. And that affected our result. And it is important to note as well that the region needed to come together with a strategy that will be able to counter the impact of what Labour was coming with. But that was not done. Some people went on the frolic of their own. Also, the party as a whole needed to invest more in the zone, knowing fully well that Obi was popular and was coming from that southeast zone. That area is supposed to have been declared as a special intervention zone for the party, for more funding, for more seriousness, for more strategy, for more deep diving to make sure that we countered what was coming on board because of the sentiment of the region. And that is where the party needed to do something on what was expected to be done there to achieve the result that we were looking at. So the integration of all the approach towards achieving result there was not as solid as it's supposed to be. Everyone was fighting, to announce himself that this is what he had been able to achieve, in this last election. The body language of the leaders did not encourage Southeasterners, who were their followers, to stand by APC. Their body language was neither here nor there. When some of us were being shot at, about 100 bullets wasted in my campaign office because we were talking about Ashwaju, some of them did not come up to condemn it. Some of them did not come up to say, no, let us speak up for Asiwaju. When some of us were giving television interviews for the 5 days to the election promoting our candidate, some of them were not bold enough to speak specifically for the interests of APC. And that is not how you will expect that your followers, knowing that you have not taken a firm position, will take a firm position on issues that was very sentimental and around the region. So those are some of the things that affected our result there.
All right, so Honorable Kalu, what you're saying is that some APC leaders in the Southeast and in Abia State worked against the presidential candidate of your party. Is that it?
Of course, it's very obvious. It's very obvious. The records are there. It's very, it's very obvious, and the party structure, they are there. The state chairman is there. If there's anybody in doubt, they should go and find out. The Guba candidate of APC is there. You go and find out. There are people you can go. The DSS is there. We have intelligence officers in this country. They have access to information. They know that some people did not stand firmly for our party. If all of us stood firmly, and the people will see our body language, and they will see that we are standing for APC, our followers will come on board. But our followers were neither here nor there, because some of the leaders were neither here or there. And so we must tell ourselves the truth. 2027 is going to be here soon. This is the time to start putting strategies in place with a strategic positioning that will make people who believe in the supremacy of the party will be in charge of things to make sure that we will not struggle the same way we struggled to get 25% in this last outing. Something must be done differently, and the clock starts ticking now. Obsolete ideas, obsolete strategies of mobilizing members for votes should be jettisoned. There are innovations on the block now. We must embrace it and engage more and give resources and also responsibilities to those who love this party and those who believe that this party has made impact in the Southeast. I, for one, in Bende Federal Constituency, the president of this country, the presidency as a whole, they have intervened massively in my local government, in my federal constituency, and my people will always be grateful.
All right. Honorable Kalu, next month is inauguration of the 10th National Assembly, and of course the race for the leadership is on. How will you describe the race?
The race is, this is the first time we are seeing the people, throwing their hearts into the ring in the manner that it has happened this period. I don't think we have ever had 12 members of the House of Representatives wanting to be Speaker. And get it right, almost all of them who are presenting themselves are qualified, to be in this position. But there must be someone that is more qualified than the others, and this can only be, determined in a mix that includes the opinion of the party, the capacity of the individual, the experience, the competence, the participation of this particular individual, and the way that the person believes and understands the national objectives of the coming administration. Because the point must be made that the coming administration is coming with a national objective. In all the sectors of our economy, you need a speaker that understands what they want to drive home. And then a speaker that understands that though we are three arms of government, we are one government. So the national objective of the executive should be the national objective of the legislature. And the legislature must be able to help the executive, to achieve those national objectives, although not excluding and undermining the borderlines of the doctrine of separation of power. So the activity that has been stimulated by this longing to become the Speaker of the House is actually healthy in the sense that it is expected in any democracy that happens. But having said that, In every advanced democracy, the ruling party that has the majority of membership in the House of Representatives always have a role to play in determining how the architecture of government in the tenure will be structured. And that architecture of government will be structured in a manner that will help the party achieve the national objective I just mentioned. So, in doing so, the formation of government from the executive to the legislature becomes a thing of concern for the party. I don't envy them now. I don't envy the national chairman, neither do I envy the National Working Committee. I don't envy the president-elect, because the issue remains that they have to consider a lot of indicators in taking this decision. Where each of them looks very good and acceptable, there must be one that must be the best. And it is their duty to determine that. And some of us who believe in the supremacy of the party, we are waiting for them to say, in this design of the architecture of government, this particular position goes to this zone. This one goes to this zone. And then once we get that cleared, we'll be able to know how to, pursue our ambition to the next level. For now, we are party loyalists, and we are waiting for the party to point to the right direction. And if it is democratically done and fairly done, definitely we are going to go with the party. But if it's not done in line with democracy, I'm sure there will be gaps that some of us would like to be, filled. But I believe in the party that they will give us a guideline soon, and some of us will continue on with the party. Because you see, if you abandon your party, how are you going to be able to work with them thereafter to achieve the national objective they have set out in the manifesto? We must calm down and wait for this direction from the party, and then believe that the party, after the election, will continue the tripartite arrangement we put in place between the executive, the legislature, and the leadership of the party to meet periodically to be able to determine the policy directions of issues affecting Nigerians. So we are waiting for the party to point in the right direction, and when they do, definitely Nigerians will, if it favors the Southeast, certainly some of us are going to pursue our aspiration more forcefully than we have done.
All right, you're still watching Politics Tonight, and tonight we're focusing on the battle for the job of House of Representatives Speaker with Honorable Benjamin Kalu. We'll take a break now, and I'll be right back. Please stay with us.